Just got off of work, so, and it's cold in the house here, and then turn on the heat before, so. Just give me a minute. I'll wait for more people to get on here, so. I'm gonna start very soon. Give it one more minute here. Hopefully people get on here, at least one person. If not, I'll just say it anyhow. Oh, one person's on here. All right. I'm gonna wait for a little while, minute, let people get on here. And I'm gonna talk about outdoor and travel advice, especially for those who like to hike and go on trips. So don't know everything. I mean, you may want to share your travel experiences and kind of collaborate with what I have here. So I'll start very soon. Give me a minute. And another thing too, with this channel and another channel with my other YouTube channel I have, which is Far Fact and Fiction, I'm gonna start having maybe a background, probably maybe a prop. I don't know. I'll think of something, kind of like a studio background here. So I may that someday. I don't know. So eventually I'll make things fancy around here. So and it's cold in here. Kind of bear with me. The heat's not on. Actually, the heat is on, but I just got out of work. I just came out of work, so it's kind of cold in here. So, but I'll start very soon. Give me a minute. And if you hear popping sounds in the back, that's my furnace. It's in the ground, under the ground with the floor. So it's kind of loud, so you can hear that. But I'll start very soon. Got two people on here. Welcome. And like I said, I'm going to talk about outdoor and travel advice. Again, I don't know everything. And for those who come on here, or for those who come on later on after I end this live stream, you can possibly just, put your experiences in the comments below. So, and also if you come in here and you don't stay around that long, it's okay. Just let me know in the comments below. Say hi or something. I don't know. Just let me know you're here, and I'll start very soon here. Just bear with me. It's a little bit cold in here. The heat started to come on, but it's still not warm. So. I'm gonna talk about outdoor and travel advice. I'm gonna start it right now. My last video I did a video about maintaining my truck. Now I'm going out west somewhere in April, and I'm gonna be hitting a lot of like national parks, a lot of state parks, many other places that I want to visit. Now I've traveled a lot for many years, and one of my last videos I did on my YouTube channel is talk about vehicle maintenance, and that's just part of I guess preparation to go on the trip. Preparation very, very, very important. You'd be surprised how many people do not prepare to go on a trip, especially for those who are been traveling for a long time and have experience outdoors, stuff like that. Be surprised how many we do not prepare on the trip and go out. When they go on the trip, they just either they break down or they don't bring stuff along. Things like they need, but they don't take. And preparation is a very important thing. And if you don't prepare, your travels can be very I don't know. It can be very problems can be unexpected, and your travels can be very just can have a lot of, put it that way. So you can have a lot of problems, a lot of drama, a lot of issues with the travels if you do not prepare. So like I said, when I go on this trip, I'm going to prepare to maintain my vehicle. My vehicle has a lot of problems. My truck has a lot of problems, and it's got a lot of mechanical problems. So I got to prepare for that. I don't want to break down out, in no man's land. And for those who have really never traveled out in the wilderness, a lot of places in the United States or even outside the United States, like Canada and even other places. It doesn't have to be the United States, it can be other places as well. But there's a lot of places in the world that there's no, towns and cities, and it's just open land. And so a lot of times, if you go traveling places like that, if you break down, that can be a nightmare. A lot of people have broke down, ran out of gas. I heard a situation in California about a man that went out to Death Valley National Park, and he ran out of gas. He was not prepared. And of course, they don't call it Death Valley for no reason. So Death Valley and National Park, I've never been there. I've heard a lot of stories about it, and I know it's one of the hottest places in the world. But anyways, this man, he runs out of gas. His car stalls in that at that national park. So they say he left his car, and I don't know, maybe, like I said, most places do not have cell service. So I guess he didn't have cell service where he was at. But anyways, he left his phone in the car. He leaves his car, grabs his I guess a gas can he had, and he leaves, and he goes out and tries to walk to a nearest gas station. Now, he was not prepared, but he was not smart either. So he leaves his car and ends up dying out in Death Valley because I guess he it's too hot and he dies of heat stroke. So, anyways, the national park rangers. They find his body out in the wilderness along near the road, and he does not make it. So, like I said, a lot of times people go to places like that and they are not prepared of where they want to go. Um, a lot of times also too that like I mentioned before, that cell service is you may have a great plan, but a lot of times, like I said, you may have the greatest plan, but most places just do not have cell. So if you ever do go out in the wilderness, um, try to satellite phone. Now, you'd be surprised how many people do not know what a satellite phone is. A satellite phone, you can rent it at your own company, or like if you with Sprint, or you with a Verizon, you can rent it there. So, but a satellite phone, you can rent that, and you can call anyone and any place in the world. So they're pretty good. I used it one time when I was deployed with my, in my first, well, it was my first deployment. I don't want to say second deployment, but it was my first deployment. And I used this satellite phone for the first time. It was actually pretty good. And I was able to, um, call my relatives in another country, from a foreign country to America. So it's, satellite phone is good. You can actually rent it. And if you ever want to go out, stay out west, and to into the wilderness, just if you really want to be safe and be more prepared, rent a satellite phone. They're very good. So anyways, just prepare when you go. Make sure like I said, when I was talking about vehicle maintenance, make sure your car or your truck is maintained well, and make sure you, like I say, if you ever go out in the wilderness, excuse me, and if you don't think you're going to have cell service in a certain place, just feel free to rent a satellite phone. So, but anyways, just be prepared. Be prepared before you go. When you're traveling, it kind of bears me. It's cold in here. The heat's on, and I'm kind of chilly in here, but it's warming up. It's a lot better than before. But anyways, yeah, be prepared before you go on a road, and also expect the unexpected. I know that's a hard thing to do. Um, and yeah, you kind of wonder, what do you mean by expect the unexpected? Well, like I said, when I went through Kansas, for example, I never witnessed a tornado, but I've actually kind of kept in mind about a tornado problem. You know what I'm saying? If I went down to Kansas, or any place that was like in the Midwest, especially during the summertime, I've always kind of eye out for tornadoes. Like I said, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I've also known that, especially people tell me about tornadoes, what to do and where to go and go and eat them and stuff like that. But tornadoes is one thing that a lot of people do get caught up with, and sometimes, and I'm just using that for example about expect the unexpected. Uh, Especially when, like I said, when I'm going out in the Midwest, I always expect tornadoes. And I also want to make sure I keep an eye out for tornadoes, and also got an eye out for, like, weather, like expect the unexpected, because you never know. Say, for example, you come across, heavy rains if it's during the summertime, especially during the summertime, like, Midwest, it rains a lot. So know the weather, expect the unexpected, and just plan before you go. When you plan before you go, like I said, prepare for you before you go on a trip. That helps you unexpected. If you know what I'm talking about. So, but just remember, prepare, expect the unexpected before you go on a trip, and also know the wilderness. Now, some of you are not really outdoor people, so that's okay. But for those who are and like to go out hiking and like to go out, out in the woods, there's I can sit here all night and talk about the do's and don'ts, and do this and do that, don't do that. I can just kind of tell you lots of things. But anyways, I can just say know the wilderness before you go. Now, for example, you hear a lot of people says do not hike alone. Well, that's true. Now I'm about to go hiking tomorrow, out in the woods, and I've been there before. It's called Carvin's Cove. I've been there before, and I'm going by myself because it's just a small excuse me, small place, and most I don't think there's any wild animals except deer and stuff like that. But when I'm talking about hiking alone, I'm talking about going out in the wilderness. Going out, say if you go on, Yellowstone National Park, there's going to be wild animals like bear, coyotes, wolves, um, bighorn sheep, things like that. Um, be surprised when how many people go to, Yellowstone or Grand Tetons, or, they want to go to the Grand Canyons. Well, the Grand Canyons doesn't have a lot of wild animals. It does, but not compared like, Yellowstone and Grand Tetons and Yosemite. But any place that's like big and vast and has a lot of wilderness and has a lot of wild animals, it's really best is not to go by yourself or hike by yourself. And if you are by yourself, hike with a group, even if you don't know them. Like I've went to Arches National Park back in 2020, and I went by myself, obviously. But when I hiked, I decided I want to go out, hiking with people, even though I didn't know them. I wanted to be around people that way that if something happens to me, somebody can witness that. You know what I'm saying? Um, so if you do go hiking, if you by yourself, go find a group to hike with, even though you don't know them. So you can do that. We all know, talking about wild animals, we all know that don't feed the wild animals. Now, a lot of people feed wild animals. You've seen videos, you hear stories. I've actually seen people do it. You don't ever feed wild animals. Um, they can turn on you, or even if they're not, hostile. If you feed a fox, for example, or or a small animal such like that, um, you're really not doing them any good if you feed a wild animal, even if they're not hostile, because a wild animal that is fed will not, even if they're not hostile, even though just babies, for example, if you feed them, you're not doing them any good because you're actually hurting them because they're not going to fend for themselves. So do not feed wild animals, even if they're not hostile. Um, like I said, don't feed the wild animals because they can turn on you. Be surprised people feed bears. I do that. I've seen people try to get out of their cars and feed elk and bighorn sheep and um, even bison. So don't do that. Um, do not eat animals. And again, a lot of people, you'd be surprised how many people provoke wild animals. They tease them, they get close, they try to get pictures of them or selfies. I've seen people, get out of the cars personally and get right close to a bison, for example, on their backs and try to get a selfie. And another thing too about wild animals, do not turn your back on the wild animal. They can attack you. They will see that opportunity to attack you. So, and also for those who are coming in here, it's a little bit cold in here. If I'm a little bit chilled here, the house is warming up a little bit, but it's still chilly. But so I'm trying to fight that a little bit. Um, yeah, do not feed the wild animals. Do not get near wild animals, and do not provoke wild animals. And also, when you get out of your vehicle, and I've seen this before too, and I did this myself, to be on the safe side. When I get out of my vehicle, I want to look around me. I want to know my surroundings before I get out. Because, for example, when I was in Yellowstone back in 2020, I got out of my vehicle at a certain place. I don't know where it was exactly, but I got out of my vehicle and the grass was very tall. So not only there were snakes in there were also bison sitting in the grass. Bison like to sit down and they like to, guess like they go to sleep, take a nap, or just relax. But you'd be surprised how many people walk into, I guess in the perimeter of wild animals, bear, bison, things of that nature. But bison and bear, for example, are very, very territorial animals. You know, especially bear. But when you get out of your vehicle, know your surroundings. If you see wild animals, see them before they see you. So that's another thing. And when you cross tall grass, wear the proper foot, you know, type of foot, like footing, like, boots and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of people get out of their vehicles and they have flip flops on in Yellowstone National Park. You'd be surprised what I've seen. So yeah, make sure you wear proper foot make sure you wear proper clothing. Some people wear shorts, that's fine, but just remember, if you don't, going in tall grass and stuff like that, especially during the summertime, even wintertime sometimes, takes, like to get on your legs and even other places as well. And so just remember that. When you go hiking, get out of your vehicle, go hiking. Like I said, you can encounter a lot of wild animals without meaning to. And I've heard a lot of stories about people going on like hiking trips and they cross maybe a carcass of a dead animal. Now, if you ever do, if that ever happens to you, you come across a dead animal, like, that's been, I don't know, it has died somewhere or somehow. Just make sure you, you know, go somewhere else, avoid that carcass because especially bears, they could smell, things from a far distance. Um, Bears have a good sense of smell. I do know that. They can, they say bears can smell a sandwich in a cooler from miles away. They can smell that. So if you come across a dead animal, it does happen, real small, make sure you kind of steer away, go somewhere because who knows, and it won't be long to a bear, maybe a wolf, maybe a coyote come along, but especially bears. Bears do not like other people, not just people, but other animals, even people around their food source. They see that as competition. So if you go hiking, if you come across a dead animal, go somewhere else, immediately. So just remember, know your surroundings, know the wilderness that you're about to go into. And like I said before, know the weather that you're going into as well. Like I said before, it goes along with knowing the wilderness. I'm trying to see what else. Yeah, if you ever come across a wild animal, going back to wild animals, come across a wild animal, do not run from a wild animal because they see that as an opportunity. They'll see it as you as easy prey. So I've seen videos of people approaching a wild bear. You'd be surprised. And then they're trying to either pet the bear or the animal. They try to pictures of it close, and then they get chased and they run off. And I saw one video. One guy gets on his top of his car, thinking that getting on top of his car is going to save him from the bear or something. But anyways, like I said, just prepare before you go. Know your surroundings. Don't hike alone. And if you do all by yourself, find a group, even if you don't know them, hike with them. And I think going back, yeah, Jimmy a minute. Yeah, don't. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that covered everything. I don't know. I'm not gonna run, pretty much tell every story and every, aspect of what to do, what not to do. But like I said, be prepared, know your surroundings, know the weather, um, be vigilant. If you come across wild animals, you get out of your vehicle, see them before they see you, and don't be wild animals. I mean, don't provoke them. Don't try to pet them, and don't try to even be friends with them either because they're not really not your friends. As much as I like wild animals, bears personally, I'm not going to go up and try to pet a bear or try to be friends with them. So, but you'd be surprised. People do that, and people get killed, or either go missing, or you know, it doesn't turn out well. So anyways, I want to try to do live streaming. I'm going to do live streaming every maybe Friday night. I'm going to try it for this channel, and I'm going to kind of come up with topics. This is my second, I'll say, live stream for this channel, and I'm going to come up with more better topics. I guess this one is about outdoor travel advice, and I think next week's going to be something different. So I'm going to kind of announce that, put a post up about something about next week. So anyways, also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on all notifications, and make sure you share, because also too, if you have a YouTube, like I'm a YouTube, if you have YouTube, if you have people share your channel, it helps. So make sure you share my channel. Make sure you also hit that like button, because as a YouTuber, you hit that like button, and it actually helps the algorithm. So hit that like button, even comment. I mean, comments can actually help your algorithm for your YouTube as well. Leave a comment, and also if you know any, if you have any experiences outdoors, any, I guess witness people say, I guess like if you've seen things that were not safe, or you've seen people that were doing unsafe things, just post in the comment below. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna prepare tomorrow. I'm going to go on, hike tomorrow again. It's just out in my neck of the woods here, and even if I hike out, in my neighborhood, because Carvin's Cove is not too far from here, I'm still going to be careful. I'm going to still be, prepared. Even though that's not Yellowstone, it's not Yosemite, it's not, places like that. I'm going to be prepared before I go. It's supposed to be very cold tomorrow. Actually warm today, but then, I guess the temperature dropped very quick. So when I came in the house, it was freezing cold in here. So if I'm a little bit hesitant here, is me trying to stay warm here. It's getting warmer, but it's not that warm. So anyways, I'm going to hike tomorrow. But again, I'm going to be prepared, excuse me, and I'm going to go make sure that I'm dressed for the weather. So, and I'm going to actually going to try to upload a video of Carvin's Cove. Will be another, I guess, part to my adventure to Carvin's Cove, because I've done a lot of videos of Carvin's Cove, and I'm going to do a video for that coming up soon. So, but anyways, if you haven't done so, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to my YouTube channel, and make sure you share and also comment and the like button. But anyways, thank you for watching, and that's it. I'll see you guys next Friday, and I guess we'll come up with another topic or something. But anyways, thank you for your support. Thank you for coming along.